So, in a bid not to start every vlog with good morning, good evening, it is the night before my adventure. So, I've come up in the van to just outside Swindon, Wroughton, which is where the forge that I'm going to be at tomorrow is based. Vlakvark Forge. If you've followed this channel for a while, you'll have seen that I did a blacksmithing course here a while back. I also made my knife for my wedding, so to cut the wedding cake with here as well. And I've come back again today, or rather, I'll be there tomorrow. I'm nearby today, but I'm going to be there tomorrow to do some more forging. I have a project in mind. My plan is I want to make a knife for the van, so it's kind of part kitchen knife, part utility knife. I've drawn up a plan, and the basic aim is to make it out of recycled bike chain. So I'm going to make the blade out of recycled bike chain, and then I'm going to make the handle out of recycled skateboards. So an Instagram friend of mine called Skate Reclaim Create, he's going to give me some of his wood that he works with, which is made from recycled skateboards, to be able to make the handle. So I really like this idea that this is a completely upcycled knife. I'm also making a knife blade for him, which is based on a Viking knife. So I've done rough designs for both knives, and Graham Clark at Vlakvark is going to help me tomorrow. So I drove up tonight because it's a couple of hours away from home. Graham, I'm going to start working with Graham at 7:30 tomorrow morning, and I didn't like the idea of having to get up stupidly early to be able to get here on time. There are no campsites really nearby, so I contacted a pub, and this seems to be a really good trick if you need to camp somewhere, particularly if it's just one night, particularly if it's not somewhere that is like, this isn't an area of natural beauty or anything like that. So we're not too far from nice places, but nearest campsite's 10 miles away. So I contacted a pub called Sally Pussy's Inn. It's a pub restaurant. I had dinner there tonight. It's good. Nice pint of beer. Read my book. So I contacted them, and in return for going there for dinner, they've let me park in their car park. So I've parked right down the far end, so I'm not too obtrusive. I am underneath a street light, which is a little bit annoying, but that's not their fault. They've just got street lighting here, and it also means it feels relatively safe. That's the plan. So I'm going to camp here tonight. It's about 5 minutes away from the forge, so I can go there early morning and go and start my forging. I'm really looking forward to making this knife. It's probably going to be a multi-part series because I don't know how long it's going to take me to do it. For now, I'm going to kip down shortly, get up early in the morning, and go make a knife. Good morning. See, I had to say it in the vlog somewhere. It is about 7:20, and we're going to head off to the forge. Slept really well, despite the fact I don't think I'd quite clicked on how close I was to the road, but they did turn the street lamp off, so that was good. But yeah, nice night. Really quite cold outside. There was ice on the van this morning, but I was toasty. Benefits of a good heater. Honestly, I cannot recommend it enough. Let's go forge some stuff. So, oh, been shouting all morning. It's so loud in there. It's lunchtime. I don't think I'm going to have a knife by the end of the day. I think I kind of knew I wasn't going to. But I will have a big block of metal with which to make my knife next time I come here. So what we've done so far, we have taken each of the chains, which I degreased. So if you're interested in how to do this, degrease them in white spirit all week to make sure they're going to be nice and clean. We then cut them into 5 link lengths, which we then stacked in a block of 9, a square of 9, so that we could weld them together. Turns out welding bike chains, not that easy, because they just want to fall all over the place. So we welded them into blocks of 9, welded a bit of rebar onto the end of them so we can hold onto them, put them into the forge, covered them in borax, which essentially is borosilicate glass, so it helps them all fuse together. So it melts as soon as you put it into the forge, really. So it gets very, very hot. You look at that, you then hit it with a hammer, and initially we decided to hit it with a hand hammer to be able to set the links together. And then once we've got a bit more stability, we then put it under the power hammer to be able to weld it out into a billet. We did the first one, and Graham had a little look and worked out that actually it did seem to have welded pretty well. We don't know exactly how it's going to turn out until we get to the end. Graham has never done one of these, so I think he's quite excited about seeing how it all works. So we did the first one, and we got a billet out of that. We then did the other 3 and got, roughly speaking, the same size and shape. Ground off all the scales, so we've then got nice clean surfaces, cut them in half and weld them back together into a big stack, which we're now heating up the forge while we have lunch, so that we can then hit that with another big hammer and start to make a bit of a shape. So yeah, that's the plan. It's going well so far. I am not a blacksmith. That much should be obvious. Graham is, and Graham is a very good blacksmith. I love this. I'd really be keen to actually set up my own forge at some point, just in the garage, just to be able to make this sort of stuff, because it's good fun. It also makes you realise how many hours actually go into making good steel, good blades, good tools. And suddenly, when you look at a cost of a kitchen knife, and it's horrific how much they cost, you suddenly realise actually this is not even a particularly complex Damascus that we're making. It's probably take 8 hours to make the metal, then all the time to actually make it beyond that as well. And it's intensive. It takes time, which I'm not sure I really appreciated before I started on this journey. But yeah, lunchtime now, and then more hitting stuff with hammers. We're nearly there. We're creating a full block. Turns out it takes quite a long time. I'm not entirely sure how well it's turned out. The problem is there's a little bit of laminations. When we were doing that last stage where we were sort of flattening it off and grinding the top, essentially there are a few little inclusions. You can see laminations coming up, which you think might be the little rollers.
I think it looks like it's the little rollers that are, because they go around a pin, and I mean, it's circular. I mean, we can't forge every direction on there, so might be what's causing it.
So yeah,
I really don't know. Let's have a look.
We've just put it in the ferric chloride so that we can actually see exactly how the pattern will come out, if a pattern will come out. And then the plan is to maybe see if we can cut a basic shape out tonight. In the meantime, I've been fleshing out this old penknife. You love a bit of hand sanding, don't you?
I do.
Seems to be a fairly unpopular opinion within the knife making community, but
people don't seem to enjoy it.
There's something quite satisfying about it.
Therapeutic.
Yeah.
You know, you might end up with some bits. You see, these are the lambs coming out. There's packing it.
Yeah. There's quite a lot there.
I reckon that's worth proceeding with.
Yeah. And even if it's something that can sit on a shelf that's never going to get used.
That's right. If it was me, I would actually do something with it.
Yeah. So that's a day of blacksmithing. I'm exhausted. That was good fun, really good fun actually. So we got the billet finished, got the surface ground off. It's clearly not perfect. Graham is really keen to actually do some reading into now how we get that billet better, how we actually make sure there aren't those laminations happening. Yeah, so I think it was an interesting day for him as well. I just really love this stuff. It was really good fun. I'm going to come back again, so please subscribe to keep up to date with next time. I've sort of finished the knife, because at the moment what I've got is my pattern stuck to the billet, so ready for cutting out and then grinding down and shaping, putting a handle on it, putting a brass guard on it. But yeah, it should be fun. If you want to do a blacksmithing experience day, Vlakvark Forge. It means warthog in South African. There is a name for the language and it's gone out of my head completely. Graham worked in South Africa for many years and he runs some fantastic blacksmithing courses. So yeah, if you want to come along and try it, give them a call. They're on Facebook and I found them through craftcourses.co.uk. So yeah, he's a lovely guy and a good teacher, so cannot recommend him highly enough. So thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you'd like to, subscribe if you'd like to, subscribe if you'd like to keep up to date with all the Campervan stuff. Campervan, brilliant overnight, so warm, and amazingly insulated, because I woke up and there was ice on the roof, and yet it had been warm enough inside, so the insulation between the toasty inside and the cold outside, yeah, absolutely spot on, so it was good. Yeah, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of whatever you're doing. Bye bye.